Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean Phoenix here, Phoenix Master 5, PSN, DN, Gamertag, and other various medias, coming at you with a Mog Blitz podcast, because we just made that name like a day after doing Fire and Ice. Join along with me in the studio is Alex.
Hey.
And then over Facebook voice call, we have Finn.
What's up?
He couldn't make it today, so we're making the best that we can out of it. And if you can't hear him very well, then
We're sorry.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. His input won't be necessary.
We'll be testing this out and see how well this works, and hopefully go from there. Finn, can you hear Alex very well?
Oh, I can hear him perfectly fine.
Okay, great.
Right,
so, continuing on the set, we will start with wins, or go on with wins, and we will start with Ishara, 1-drop summon. You select one of the 3 actions, choose up to 2 forwards, activate them, choose up to 5 backups, activate them, or choose one character of cost 2 or less in your break zone and add it to your hand. With the same setup as we were doing the last 2, we'll talk about it and give it a rating. I like this card a lot, to be honest.
Me too.
I don't.
You don't like it?
Nope.
Dissent amongst the ranks.
Why don't you like it?
Okay, yes, it's modular. Yes, it has great what it can do. But when you stop and think about what it can do, it's kind of limited when you actually put it to the actual physical playtest.
I mean, I think it...
Hey, let me activate 2 forwards. We have other stuff that can do that. Hey, let me activate 5 backups. Okay.
Yeah, you have other
Am
stuff
I
that
gonna
can...
get an extra time mage out of it?
You have other things that can do that stuff, but you don't have other things that can do all of those things on one card.
And it's also a 1-drop.
Yeah.
So it costs you pretty much nothing to actually get the effects resolved. I don't know. I think it's good that you have all these different options, especially in wins, where you want to have that kind of versatility to do different things, and at least like to open up your utility with these different options. I don't know. I kind of like it a lot, though. I think it offers a lot of utility, and it gives you, the player, the option of multiple different things that you can just really adjust to whatever the current game state is.
Give it an EX, I would love it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm a little sour about. It's not an EX.
Jeez, I didn't even
No,
really
it's
see
not.
it.
I was looking through that, and I'm like, eh.
It's rough.
I mean,
I don't know if that holds it back like a ton. It keeps it from being amazing,
yeah.
but it's still an amazing combat trick.
Yeah.
Or, just combo piece. Just let you keep doing things.
If I was running mono wins, which you totally can now, this would be a 2 of. If you were running it in multiple colors, I mean, we'll see later down, how other people do it with brews and whatnot, but I could see this still being as a 1 of, or a 2 of.
Yeah, I give it a solid 3.5, maybe even a 4. I think it just has a lot of utility, and that's just really what cards need.
I give it a 3, just because, like Finn said, it isn't an EX, which is a little bit sour, and there are other win summons that you might actually just prefer in general. Like, for some reason, Sylph is pretty decent. It's just activate something and give everything 1k. Which is, or is it the other way around? Give something 1k and activate everything.
I think it's activate 1, give everything 1k.
Yeah.
It's definitely give everything 1k.
Which I would prefer to have that as the 1-drop instead, because that's also an EX and is also good for combat tricks. That's a little more direct in combat. So, but yeah, I don't know. I give Usher a 3.
All right.
My summon of choice is coming up in this set.
What do you give this thing before we move on?
3.
3?
Okay.
So we're pretty even. He said he straight up didn't like it, and then he's like, it's 3.
I mean, yeah.
Which
I don't have to like playing it to know it actually has some power.
Yeah,
that's
don't
true.
Like
That's fair.
That's true. Moving on, we have Arc. He's a 2-drop backup. Warrior of Light class. That's not relevant, but it's one of the orphans. One of the 2 orphans now that we've discussed. The drop standard unit forwards. You control gain 1,000 power, so it's It's nice. It's exactly
With the war or the standard unit deck.
what standard unit decks could use. All the orphans really help the standard unit deck punch through the woodwork a bit. I like it. I think it's good. It's a heroic. All the orphans are heroic.
I like that it's just a 2.
Yeah.
Easy to get out.
Really cheap for a 1K pump to
effectively.
It's effectively a Maria.
The deck you're going to run it in, it is essentially a 2-cost Maria.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely another like 3.5, maybe a 4 for me. Not much to say about this card. You know what it does, and you know what you're going to run it in.
Finn?
Yeah, in its deck, 4. Anywhere else, obviously, a 2.
Yeah, I definitely give it a 4 as well. I'm just considering its actual where it will be used. It's actually going to be used in standard unit decks. It's not going to really be seen anywhere else.
Yeah.
If it is, then I don't know what's wrong. But moving on, we have the first legendary, which is a 4-drop Vaughn, forward, 8k power. When Vaughn attacks, choose one forward you control, and you may return one backup of cost 2 or less to the hand. And if you do, activate the forward. And then it has a special Wind Whirl, which is special in 1 wind. Activate all wind characters you control. Finn, do you want to start talking about it?
Let's talk about everything this card can do. Like, lock down 2 forwards for the rest of the game with Jill. Have your entire team have Brave with Riku from the same set. I mean, the number of things you can do with this card are dumb.
Yeah. I think this card will definitely be seen in Wind decks. I think when I throw it in Wind Fire, my build will probably be 2 or 3 of this dude, and then probably 2 of the 5-drop, because I still see utility in the 5-drop from the first set. But
let's not forget, Matt Cosmore, 6 Ages, is going to just play it just so he can mill somebody out.
Yeah, you could just abuse that backup thief all day.
Absolutely. There's so many crazy things you can do with this.
So, I mean,
this is the 5, right?
Then its special ability activates all wind characters, which is what that 5-drop Bart's does, except it isn't a 5-drop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is the 5 forward for wind, in my opinion.
8k4, which is right on curve.
Yeah, it's the average. So there's nothing wrong with that. If it was a 7k, I'd be a little more bittersweet on it.
Yeah.
Like, you better get that effect off or it'll die in probably a turn.
Yeah.
But since it's the average body, it's not going to be a huge problem. So yeah, definitely a 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
5?
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. What was that?
6 if I could.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Moving on, we have Swimsuit Vaughn. Because I say that because he's in this really like strange like swimsuit model pose.
Arousing Vaughn.
Yeah.
Question your sexuality, Vaughn.
Because I'm worth it, Vaughn is a 1-drop forward with 3k power. And when Vaughn enters the field or attacks, choose one backup you control and activate it. So it's it offers a tiny bit of utility. I wouldn't run it over the 5-drop because I think the 5-drop offers more utility. As if we're talking secondary Vaughns, because this legendary you're going to be your primary Vaughn, of course.
I don't know how I feel about this guy.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
Straight up.
He's cheap, but
I mean, you get let's think of it this way: since it's a 1-drop and it activates a backup on enter, it's a free body.
But then you're playing it after you've already played a backup, and it's like you want to be playing this guy like immediately, like as soon as you can.
You'd rather just play all the things.
You want to hold it in your hand so that you can play your backup first, then you can play him for free. Like it's.
Yeah, so I don't know. I give this a generous 2.
Yeah, same.
I'll give it a 2, only in 3-color Porum Polum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I don't know.
Even then,
I'm pretty locked in on this too.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Edge. 4-drop forward, 8k power. This is the ninja dude, or the ninja 1.
The Ninja Lord.
The job Ninja and the card named Ninja forwards other than Edge you control gain 1k in first strike.
And you.
Was that?
And Yuna.
Yeah, if you do the thing that makes Yuna a ninja. Which we'll talk about when we hit water. But this was one of the cards leaked early on, just to whet our appetites for the set. And, I mean, it now makes it so you can run a ninja deck. And that's pretty cool.
Does anybody know offhand how many ninjas there are?
There's a lot of ninjas in this set. I think there's only...
I named 5 off the top of my head.
I think there's only a couple from the first set.
I mean, that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough to make a full deck out of.
I don't think it's a great deck.
No.
Especially when you only have one Lord.
It'll be, in my opinion, it'll be what the standard Warrior of Light deck is now.
Yeah, we
once
only
set
have like
2 hits.
one Lord. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only have the one Warrior of Light that pumps, and then all your other pumps are just general.
So this Edge is kind of the one thing that will help pump your ninja and stuff.
I mean, upside he gives him
The
first strike.
Brood Edge.
Yeah. So I mean, because of what it does, I will give it a 4 if it's used, correctly and optimally and in the right deck. I'm always putting this as assuming it's in the right deck.
3.
You still give it a 3?
3
Yeah.
by itself, I mean, in the right deck, I agree, a 4.
Moving on, we have 2-drop Edge, 3k body, and it's a ninja. I mean, it's not like we're gonna... Anyways, Edge cannot be blocked by forwards that cost 4 or more, so it has that dodging like the legendary Zidane.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Edge deals damage to your opponent, activate all the backups you control, which I think that's really cool. I think it's a really cool thing.
This guy's really good.
I mean, this is the Edge we would run in more open-faced win decks or not ninja-specific decks. You know,
this Edge is technically better in a general format than the
a very precise,
than the freaking hero-led Edge. Yeah, I like this guy a lot. He's got a lot of cool little things you can do.
Finn, what do you think?
I'd rather give him a 4.
Yeah.
Because beyond being exactly what draft magic is, where you always play everything main phase 2, he literally just lets you set up everything. You got burns, you got reusable burn, cool. You got size, cool. You got Furion, cool.
I see this as a really interesting utility where in Fire Winds, I'm thinking about this mostly in a Fire Wind aspect. When Fire Wind, you resolve your Red Mage, you sneak in that Edge for damage, you reactivate everything, and then you can re-abuse Red Mage again.
Yeah.
If you're paired up with that 5-drop Vaughn that activates 2 backups, you could reactivate Red Mage and then abuse that Red Mage a 3rd time, even if you have the correct setup. Which I think that's insane. If you can have that kind of setup and combo potential, I don't know. I like it a lot. I give it a 4 also. I give this one a 4, and then I'll retract my rating for the 4-drop earlier and give that one a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 4, maybe even 4.5. I mean, I look at like Magic. Cards like that, Magic are really good.
Yeah.
Things that just let you set up and just combo off. It's great.
Moving on. Wait, Finn, did you give that a number?
He gave it a 4.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.
Okay, yeah. All right, moving on. We have Connie. I think that's how you pronounce it anyways. It's a 5-drop backup, and when it enters the field, choose one forward of cost 5 or more and break it. That your opponent controls. Mm-hmm. So it's just the backup version of Alexander, which, I mean...
It's an EX.
It is an EX, yes.
That's important to mention.
It did not say it on this list, but it is an EX.
Mm-hmm.
And it's prettier.
Yeah.
It has better artwork, for sure. I mean, we're not talking about aesthetics, though. We're the actual utility of it.
How much does Alexander cost?
Wait, what'd you say?
I play this over Alexander because when I play Alexander, I feel like I'm required to play Hope Nora. I don't like Hope Nora engine.
How much does Alexander cost?
What's that?
How much does Alexander
John,
cost?
why are you looking at me?
Alexander's a 4 cost, and
You're interrupting.
Kane Sana is a 5-drop. So I mean, I don't see the potential in the I think it's difficult to justify running it. I guess if you have that high cost backup utility, then you can run it. But it's all super dependent on what the rest of the game is doing. I don't know.
I like it more so because it opens up my summon slots for other things.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I like it maybe more than the Alexander just because it stays on the field and does things. You can return it with all the different like backup return stuff that Wind has now and just like continuously use it when you need it. It's there. You know, you can get it back a lot easier than you can the Alexander.
Yeah.
I would definitely... I don't know if I'd run it over the Alexander every time, but in the right deck where you're returning your backups a lot, it's just there as like... When you end up needing the Alexander, you have it on the field.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm interrupting something that's...
4-cost recoup.
Yeah. And it's an EX burst, which I don't believe Alexander is, right?
Alexander... I don't remember, actually. It's a good question. Hold on, I can look at that real quick.
I'm fairly certain Alexander is not EX.
Alexander is an EX
Okay.
first.
So, I mean... They're better in different ways. I'll say that much. I'm giving this probably a 4.
3.5.
I think there's a lot more 5 costs, so it's going to be seeing a lot of play, and I think you'll play this and maybe and Alexander in some combination, depending on your deck.
I give it a 3.5 also with Finn. I just I don't like the fact that it is a 5-drop for a effect that may or may not actually be relevant depending on your local meta.
That's true.
Like 5 drops and higher will be big depending on how big your local meta makes them, I guess. I assume after Opus 2 it will be a much more important thing.
Definitely.
But you know,
I mean, that's just my
it's also a little less combo-y with the Nora Hope Alexander engine too, if you really wanted to go that route too.
Sure, okay, but
I don't know. I give it 3.5. I see how it's good, but I also see how it could be completely
useless,
negligible. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Next card.
Yeah, next card is Ranger. 2-drop backup. The cost is dull and put Ranger into the break zone. Choose one backup of cost 1 to break it.
Nope.
Yeah, bad. For us, it's bad. No one around us plays Evokers as backups, anyways.
Yeah, Japan plays Evokers.
Yeah, Japan
So,
plays Evokers.
They made this for the Japanese meta, I guess.
But we don't. And
Yeah.
this...
So,
No. Here's what you have to look at. Right now, bad. Or bad. Completely. I give it a 1 straight up there right now. But give me that 3 when Type 0 comes out, and you think of all the supporting characters for that, there's going to be a 1-drop that's probably really good.
so
And
in the
we're all gonna be
future,
wishing
it'll...
we had foil set for this.
All right, so pick up your foils now for this thing that may or may not happen,
Yeah.
because then it'll be great.
Yeah, Bart.
Would you consider it a sleeper or not even? Not even.
Right now, it's a 2 for me.
Yeah, I think it
Maybe even a 1.
1.5.
You're not going to play this.
You're not gonna play it. This is super, very, very much so a meta call.
Yeah.
But why would you go through the trouble of 2-dropping your Ranger in order to blow up something that they only paid 1 for anyways? You know, like, I don't know. I don't see it.
Unless that 1 is getting some good value, it's not worth
Well,
it.
we have Archer.
Yeah,
That's
which is
true.
just two cost or less, right?
3, I think.
Yeah, it's
something
3. It's always
Three
one
or
more than
less?
you think it is. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it breaks Minwu.
Oh yeah. Which is just better. Okay.
Still, I don't see it being really worth it. So
Can we just skip the next card?
yeah,
Just straight up skip the next card.
Sid Polendina. You don't like him?
Just read his ability and let's just go on with our day.
3-drop forward, 7k body, dull. Your opponent shows their hand.
I like this card.
You actually like this card?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, in Magic, that's a great effect.
Not
know how
just
much-
you. In Magic, you have something tacked on, like, Inquisition.
Sure, yeah,
Bolter.
okay. But I still think on a body, just being able to tap and do that, I mean, right now, I can't think of, like, a great way to, like, really utilize him. But I like that this effect
should be
exists.
15.
Like, if he was 2, absolutely I'd run him in Golbez. Absolutely.
It'd have to be like a 2-drop 4K body or something really dinky for that to justify itself.
It'd be like a 5K.
Yeah.
Still, right now I don't see any great use for him, but I think that ability is just so good. Just being able to know, like you can choose to like go off and do stuff, or if your opponent has like a killer hand, you just let him sit on it, and then you get something better that can counteract it.
Or I just play Laguna from the grave and say ditch 2. Shut up.
Yeah, sure. You know.
You mean Squall?
No, yeah, you're right. Squall, sorry.
Yeah.
Regardless, I like this guy in the future when maybe there's some kind of good combo with engineers, or maybe just like a way that you can.
If we get a naming mechanic,
yeah,
like OTT has in Vanguard, or Magic has with like Cabal Therapy and stuff.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh has Mind Crush, where you declare a card name and they have to pitch it. And I mean,
cool. I will be with you 100% on this card. But no.
But as of right now, having no way to choose a card in your opponent's hand and get rid of it, you know, it's not great. So I'm gonna give it like a 2.5, maybe a 3, because I like the effect. But I think everybody else is gonna just give it a 1.
It just future proofs.
I'll give it 1.5. The 0.5 is for future.
It future proofs your turn, which is nice. Like, you can choose not to do anything if you know they can respond to it, or not to do anything additional, anyways. If they choose not, if they have something to actually counter you.
A body that has to dull himself. That's what kills me.
Yeah, I mean, I would just when you think about it, you'd just rather play better things that do more than just show. Because I don't know, I feel like the game isn't a huge thing right now, where future-proofing your opponent's hand is like a huge deal.
Not yet, but I think it will be, and that's why I like this card, because it exists and it means they're going to continuously do stuff with it. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but it could mean that.
Yeah,
and I like the idea of that.
I'll give it a 2 for now, because you know, down the road we can see more.
That's what my 5 on the 1.5 is for.
Right. Moving on, we have White Mage with a 3-drop backup.
I'm sorry.
And when White Mage enters the field, choose up to 2 win characters and activate them. For a 3-drop, I don't. It's characters. I guess that's the only argument, really. So.
It also lets you activate your opponents if you're playing like Wind Lightning and have a what's the summon that deals 5k to already?
Oh, Rama or Ramu or
Ramu, yeah.
Like there's some cheeky plays with it.
That's extremely niche.
I would say that's very, very like situational.
It doesn't seem like it'd be relevant in like 99% of any game. Like, yeah, it's.
We saw the same thing as Sid Reigns and Shiva 1.
Sure, I guess. Maybe.
It's very, very, very. It's very situational. It's. I feel like the game should be a little more geared towards capitalizing on your current situation versus. I don't know. I could be wrong though. I mean, I like the fact that you can mix and match characters. You could do backup or forward, or 2 backups, or 2 forwards. Yeah. So that's nice.
That definitely makes it, possibly playable.
Yeah.
I'd give it just a straight 3.
Yeah, straight 3. It's average.
We're still on White Mage.
Yeah.
What'd you give it? You give it 3? All right.
Next we have Bad Zidane. 2-drop mannequin, 5k body. Bad Zidane can't be blocked by forwards that cost 5 or more. So that's bad. And then Bad Zidane cannot be chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities during your opponent's turn.
And that's good.
Which is picky.
But, stop. We have one thing that it has over Zidane.
Huh.
It's a 5k?
2k more body.
Yeah.
Which is
marginally better.
I think overall irrelevant, because the thing with Zidane is it just can't be like targeted by things. Like, it could be hit by board wipes, and now it sort of can't.
Well, Bad Zidane can't. Well, the biggest play would be like, if your opponent has Zidane, you just shit on it with like a cloud or something.
Yeah.
And do the Meteor Rain, which is a 4k burn. So I mean,
so
this
it gets around that.
It gets around that. It gets around Fire Magus.
What you get for that extra 2k is not
great. It's Bad Zidane. I
agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I'm just saying the 2k body is something that budget players will look into instead of spending $20 on the Zidane.
That's true.
Yeah, so if you're poor and can't afford
Regular Zidane.
regular Zidane, then you definitely go with bad Zidane, and that will get you through.
I guess.
I give it a 3 still because it's not as bad as some other bad versions. Yeah.
I'll give it a 3.5 in mannequins.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. 3.5.
We got next is 1 Drop Chocobo, forward, 1K. Has first strike, and the forwards forming a party with Chocobo gain first strike. So you just have first
Chocobo
strike
in the game, in my opinion.
You say best Chocobo in the game?
Yes, because given first strike,
Yeah.
it destroys things.
Yep.
I
I
agree.
like this guy a lot. It makes me want to play a Chocobo deck.
Yeah.
I think a Chocobo deck already existed. I don't know if it was good or not. But
Chocobo Rush existed, but not as anything important,
Yeah.
like anything relevant. Because you would just burn out the Chocobos or block one of them, and it just doesn't matter.
I Mage the Chocobo that matters, and you're just like, well,
Yeah.
no party.
Yeah. I mean, well, the same could be said for this one. Like,
Yeah,
just
that's
time
the
Mage to 1 Drop Chocobo. It being a 1K body makes it super fragile, so anything will kill it.
His 1K body plus that ice summon that deals all but 1K.
Yeah. Oh man, it's invulnerable to Moogle or Moomba.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Moomba can't touch this Chocobo. But anyways, I give it a. This is a 4. It has a lot of utility. It could be splashable in mostly any wind deck. And just
I give it a 3.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weak, and I think it doesn't solve the problems that the Chocobo deck already had, which was you kill the Chocobo, and what do you do now? That doesn't help it. The first strike is great. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be really powerful, but at the end of the day, like any answer to it is an answer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can deal with it, and that's gonna be a problem. So until you can give it hexproof or something like that, it still just doesn't seem great. So yeah, I give it a 3.
The next card is the best standard unit card.
1 Drop Ninja is a forward with 1K power. No, wait. I'm looking at the wrong one. 3K power.
Mm-hmm.
Its cost is 2 wins. If Ninja deals damage to a forward this turn, double the damage.
It's good. I like it. It's a standard unit. So you play it in that good old Warrior Light deck.
So you could pay 4 wins to deal 12K to something, right? Because you could just keep abusing this.
Yep. Because it doubles the damage will be placed instead.
So, I mean, in a ninja deck, this is insane. In any wind deck, it's pretty good. It's just, if you have the open resources to do it, it's really good. This is kind of where the backup activation manipulation really shines, is giving you those that extra option for ninja. It's a 3.5 for me, because it will still die to anything, really. If it's not fighting, it will die.
But in the deck that you're playing it in, it's gonna get
It'll get
buffs
it'll get a 1K buff.
Well, you play Maria and
Yeah.
what else?
Maria, Edge.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also a standard unit, so you can
You could
hypothetically
do Arc
play it.
too.
Yeah.
So now it's a 6K body.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And now it deals 12. Like, it's just like a better the red drop Warrior Light
Yeah.
in the right deck. Since there's so many like good pumps for it right now. Yeah, I give this a 3.5, maybe even a 4, because I think this is going to be a really important one in that deck. Just because you can double out damage and just swing in with no fear on things less than 12.
Yeah.
Unless they have an answer like a burn, it's just going to be like, yeah, that's essentially a 12K.
Man, that's where that Irving comes into play, huh? That 3-drop backup Irving to burn for 6.
Oh, the only problem is
So
it's-
good.
How would that work though? It doubles the damage, but it's still a 3K or a 6K, right? So they'll still kill it. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
also have to.
You're
do first
trading up
strike.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you party with Chocobo.
or if you have the
Oh.
4-drop ninja on the board, which gives your ninjas first strike also.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Edge.
in a ninja deck, this will be insane. You have to run it in a ninja deck.
Exactly. That's why I'm giving it a 4.
But I still sit on the 3.5. I still...
The next card is the saddest Moogle of all.
No. It's a double negative.
No. Skip.
So,
Choose as many forms.
2 drop back up. 2 wind and dull is the cost. Choose as many forwards as Moogles you control and activate them.
I'd rather play with the water one.
Yeah, definitely.
Or the ice one.
Until you get some good Moogle support right now, I'm giving it a 2.
If
Yeah.
this was in Wind Earth, you could make some really cool plays, though. You could make a really cool play of it, like No can effectively activate everything if you do the Earth thing, and we'll talk about Earth later. But that's summon that changes everyone's job to a Moogle.
Oh my god, you're
You
right,
could-
yeah.
That would be a really, really cute interaction, and not really difficult to pull off either, because I think that summon's only a 1-drop.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Still,
yeah.
it's cheeky,
Why
but...
didn't it say characters?
Huh?
Why didn't it say characters as many Moogles? Just keep repeating.
Because then it would actually just be really good.
Yeah, that'd be busted. Like, Wind Earth would probably be insane.
Because
like-
you could just choose it. You could infinite.
Yeah.
This is the next card is my favorite pain.
I didn't even give No a number yet, did I?
I gave it a 2.
No.
No.
Oh my god. I give it a 3.5 because I see the potential, and I think it has more potential than the other 2 Moogles we talked about. So,
No. Ice Moogle is literally the best one that we talked about.
He said the which one? Ice?
Yes.
I don't know.
For the number, it allows you to, or based on the number of Moogles and all that, the fact that it can cut out 2s and 3s, which are bread and butter, or 4s even,
That's
is
true.
amazing.
but that's a lot of, I don't know. When we were talking about it in the last video, which you can totally check out in the
Related videos.
related
probably. Or
videos,
just
probably.
Go to the channel.
Yeah. We were arguing that it wasn't as great because it is very specific to that exact number, that exact cost number.
Yeah, it's not or less.
It's
The
not
price
or
is
less.
really good, honestly.
Well, no, it'd be like we were saying it wasn't good because it doesn't also say or less. And we have
It's not busted.
we have the image printed and confirmed that it's not or less also.
The thing is it doesn't, going back to the ice one, because I just thought I had to bring this up, found if I did in the last video, is it doesn't target. It can stop Zidanes.
That's true.
Yeah. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about wind. So, anyways,
Are we still on No?
yeah. Did you guys give numbers on No?
I said 2.
Oh,
Dude,
okay. Well, we're moving on. I'm the only one who likes No. Anyways,
Yep.
we got Pain, 3 drop forward, 3k body, EX burst. When Pain enters the field, you may search for a Yuna or a Riku and add it to your hands, which I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
YRP combo will work much more fluently now.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go back to the
This is
YRP
the best
combo now
game.
because I like it so much, but it just wasn't working out for me.
I would run probably like 2 and 2 of the Pains because I still like what the other Pain does a lot.
I think you still want to run the other Pain 3.
Yeah.
It's your big.
I'm playing 3
play.
this pain. You wanna know why?
Humorous. Why?
Oh, turn 1? Oh, I see you're playing Golbez. Let me go get 5-drop Yuna.
That's true.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. It's just
Yeah. This one's definitely really, really good.
yeah.
Probably 4.5 because it's just got. I mean, search effects are just so great, and it's the perfect search effect for the deck that you were going to run it in anyway.
I'm saying like since we're getting one more YR and P in this set, the YRP deck is going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's just with the inclusion of these new ones, and this paint is one of the better ones for sure. Because even if you damage it out, then you get a free search. There's so much benefit to it. I give it a solid 4.
4.5.
Same 4.5. Yep. All right.
Moving on is, in my opinion, the 5 for summons. However, I could be wrong by reading other ones later. Is Barbarisha. 3 drop. Oh, you're right. It's a forward. Never mind. Retracted. Anyways, 3 drop forward with 7k body. It has a special called Maelstrom, which is S, 2 wind and dull. Deal each forward your opponent controls damage equal to its power minus 1000. So it's a Moomba that board wipes, which is really good.
Yeah.
So on Fire Wind, you do the Moomba that board wipes, which is this card, plus the Summoner, which will add another 1000, so you actually kill everything.
Yep.
My problem is...
And Moo can't stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minwoo won't be able to stop it because of the way Fire Summoner is worded.
Yep.
My only problem is that you can do it max 2 times a game, which is great, but like you have to get those pieces together to get an effect.
Max 2 times a game.
Yeah, because you can't.
Okay. I retract that because you can technically, you can bounce stuff back to your hand from your graveyard and do it again and again and again. And 2 times in a game is great. You're probably winning if you do it twice.
I will say you shouldn't need to activate this more than twice.
Yeah. No, I
Resolving this once is fine.
You still, like, even if you don't have the Fire Summoner, you're still hitting them for a lot of damage, all of their stuff, and they're just going to fall to anything at that point. Like, they're probably not going to block anything you swing in at that point.
Because it's just trading.
Element. Hold on. In element. Oh, you have 6 bodies on board? Let me just, Barba, and then 3 drop Yuffie. Everybody take 1k?
Oh, yeah, that's also a cute interaction.
Okay. Now that I hear some more things you can do with it,
3 drop
I like it a
Yuffie
lot
can
better.
damage up to 6 things of a minimum of 1 or maximum of 1000 damage to each of those 6 things. So, yeah, that's actually really, really cool, that interaction.
It's also an Archfiend, if
it plays to the new Golbez.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. That's
just
down
figured
the road.
I'd mention it. It is something that adds, to the quality of this card.
But yeah, this is not a summon like I initially thought. I give it.
What you think?
I don't know.
Someone that somehow also has a special ability.
I was always ignoring the costs. I was just looking at what it did. So I give it a 4. I mean,
yeah, definitely a 4. It's good.
This kind of contradicts our argument about how Bosch doesn't do anything because there's only 1 print of it. But I think Barbarisha here just does more in a better situation. Yeah, it's scarier, way scarier.
Yeah,
and it's a much cheaper cost for the effect to go off too.
Now,
Anyways,
this next card I have fallen in love with recently.
I wanted us to cover our bases there. Anyways, we go to Balti Air, which is a 4-drop. Is this the legendary?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you not looking at the pictures?
No, I'm not looking at I'm looking at the list.
See how much easier it is to look at the pictures? I just look down instead of scrolling to the left a bunch.
Anyways, it's a 4-drop. It's a 4-drop 8k body. Whenever any of your backups enter the field, activate Balti Air. And then you can dull him to choose 1 forward and deal it 2k damage. So you can have some cute interactions with that. Fires of War is a special. It is special and 1 wins. And Balti Air cannot be chosen by summon or an ability this turn and gains first strike.
Which, along with his 2k ability... Well, you'd have to give him Brave too, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I like it. I think you can do some really cheeky things with it, but...
Him and Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yep. No, he's good, though.
Don't worry about his ping ability. His ping ability is cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll finish somebody off. But let me just be able to swing, come back.
Yeah, this thing will always be up, so long as you can play a backup. And Vaughn kind of helps ensure that. Like, if you did Ice Wind, you do the Jill, bounce the Jill, play the Jill, and thusly activate Balti Air. So you have some really cute utility because of it.
Oh, what's that? Ultimacia?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
There's a lot of stuff in this set that will actually just kind of take a shit in Ultimatia's breakfast cereal. Breakfast cereal.
As opposed to her lunch
Oh,
cereal.
shit,
Yeah.
Wheaties.
Yeah, no, I like this guy a lot. He's got a lot of different abilities, which is always good, instead of just being stuck doing one thing. The only thing I was commenting on is that I didn't like that you couldn't, like, add to the first strike ability by also tapping, because you're already, like, swinging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, like, it's great.
I give it a 4. I think that Vaughn is still the 5. It's still better.
Mm-hmm.
But
you play this with the Vaughn and just combo out.
You have really good synergy with the two, so it's a 4 for sure.
4.
Moving on is the second Balti Air, which is a 3-drop forward, 6k body. When it enters the field, you may search for one Fran. Add it to your hand. There is only one Fran in the game right now. What was that now?
Fran Drescher.
Oh, okay. A reference that a lot of people slightly over the age of 18 will never understand.
I didn't get it.
Okay, and you're 25.
24, yeah.
24. So anyway, I get it because I watched a lot of 80s sitcoms, but and Onward. But this Balti Air is okay. It's not great. You run the first one more. You would do like a 3-1 or a 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to even run this Balti Air. The reason why he's okay is because Fran offers enough utility, I guess, which we'll run into her in a couple cards here. That synergizes well with Balti Air. So, give it a solid 2.5.
2.
Yeah, 2.
Moving on. We got
Pretty underwhelming.
2-drop Penelo, which is a backup dancer. If all the forwards you control have the job Sky Pirate or the job Pirate, they gain 1,000 power. So this is conditional. You need a board with Pirates and Sky Pirates. If you have something that's not either one of them, then she's off.
Wind Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see it's okay. Like I wouldn't run it. I don't think when you could just run better backups.
But in that Sky Pirate deck,
Then yeah, if you went like just straight 13 theme deck and you have all them pirates out, then sure. But I don't.
Wouldn't it be what game's Vaughn from?
13. No, 12.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant to say 12. When you're running that 12 deck and you have all those pirates, then yeah. But aside from that, it gets a solid 2.5 still because it just isn't there, in my opinion.
I'll have to do some more research
2.5 because of the pump.
Yeah, I'll have to do some more research to see how many pirates you can actually play. I feel like there's a good number, but I mean it's probably less than ninjas.
There's 3 from the first set that come off the top of my head. There's Layla, which is a water.
I know scrolling through this, I just randomly saw a bunch of things that were pirates, like Balti Air is a pirate.
I think Bosch is a captain. Yeah.
Vaughn, I think's one.
Yeah, Vaughn. All the Vaughns are pirates.
Fran is a sky pirate. Oh, but she's a backup.
Yes, so. It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Redis.
I'm gonna go with a 3 for now, but
this is one
if I did some more research and saw a bunch of pirates and sky pirates and could make a deck, then I would bump it to 4 because it's just
on a completely off note with this card. Think about this. Oh, I don't have it, so I'm just gonna play this card. And if I have someone sky pirates, cool. Your opponent goes board wipe, and you're like, oh, I only have Balti Air left? He's a plus 1k?
Yeah, that's true.
I think it'll see play as more develop, as more cards develop, and
once that deck becomes like real, it's a must play in that.
Yeah, but as of now, it's not going to be great.
Yeah. So I guess I'll change mine to like a 2.5.
Yeah. Moving on, we got Fran, 2-drop backup Sky Pirate, so. Yeah. You can dull it to choose one Balti Air and give it 1k power to the end of the turn, or you can pay 1 wind and dull it to choose a Balti Air and it gains haste. So, You can synergize that 3-drop Balti Air to search out the Fran, play the Fran, and then maybe next turn do something about it because it doesn't actually do anything. I don't like it at all.
I like this less than the Penelo.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I told y'all.
It's not worth synergizing, really, to be honest.
Until there's more better Bolt Ears.
Yeah.
I don't like this card.
Like, I guess you go into the 3-drop Balti Air to play the Fran, and then try to suicide that 3-drop Balti Air to next turn play the 4-drop Balti
You
Air.
and do nothing about it.
Yeah. It's just way too much work to do a little bit of nothing. So,
Yeah.
you know, this gets a hard 1.5 for me.
Yeah, 1.5 for sure.
Is this next card the Bad Bart?
Yes, this is Bad Bart's. It's a 3-drop forward mannequin for the mannequin players in 6k body. When Bad Bart's enters the field, choose up the 2 wind characters you control and activate them. So it does what good Bart's does, except bad. And it's 3-drop instead of a 5-drop, and it's a 6k body instead of a 9k body. And it's not an EX, whereas the other Bart's is an EX.
It's just everything's worse.
Yep.
But it's a mannequin, so...
It is Bad Bart's. But unfortunately, when the mannequin deck will be happening...
It's not going to be all wins. It's going to be a bunch of colors, so
right.
Choosing 2 win characters is kind of irrelevant when you probably only have 1 out.
Which would be Bad Zidane.
Yeah, and that's... Yeah, I don't think you're going to play this in mannequins.
If you played mannequins and you used wind as one of your backups, as a backup core, then I can definitely see Bad Bart's being better.
But I don't think you're going to.
No, you're like I think the popular thing right now is Lightning Earth. That's what I'm going to be doing when I'm end up building mannequins. Just because Earth will have that versatility of being like every color with several of the cards, and Lightning offers recursion and haste and all that other like cheeky stuff. But like wind is just not going to be seen in mannequins.
Yeah.
Bad. Well, let's put it this way too. This is actually a little more interesting since you could play multiple mannequins of the same thing. So if you had like 2 Bad Zidane, you could
still
drop Bad Bart's.
Pretty niche, pretty narrow of a play.
Very, very, very situational.
I'm giving him.
Give it a 2.
I'll give him a 1.5 because he's not even like great in mannequins, and he's not good in a non-mannequin deck. So like
we still haven't got Mannequin Cloud or any of them, or not Mannequin Cloud, Mannequin Tifa in them.
Oh, Mannequin Cloud included. We have not gotten a Mannequin Cloud. Mannequin Tifa is still not there yet. We should be getting a Mannequin Yuna. We should, whatever characters are in Dissidia and Duodecim Dissidia, you should see as a mannequin version, and there are still a lot that we haven't seen yet. But yeah, Bad Bart's is pretty bad all around. What'd you give it?
I gave him a 1.5.
Yeah, I think 1.5 is a very correct number.
I say 2.
You think he's 0.5 a little more qualified?
Yes, he's the character, and character always makes things better.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at, but it's just the value isn't there if you're not having a whole lot of wins anyways.
You just see him doing a lot of nothing on your turn.
Yeah. You would just pitch him to do other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on. We have Shimhazi the Whisperer, which I believe this is the summon that was like, oh yeah. 1-drop. Each forward can only be blocked by a forward with a cost inferior or equal to its own this turn. This is super good in Golbez.
Yeah.
Super good in Golbez.
I know.
This is super good in Wind Ice aggro.
It's super good in a lot of stuff, let's be honest. It compromises blocks. How is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Fire Winds, where everything tries to compromise and you add this to the mix, it sucks. Against playing with Golbez.
Golbez
is
you can
insane.
just win the game.
You can just win the game because if they don't have a 2-drop, then it's over.
Yeah.
If they don't have a 2-drop that's strong enough to withstand all your 2-drops, it's over.
Like it just makes your less good 2-drops that are just sitting there as like defensive things just become like aggressive.
Yeah.
And probably winning the game. You're doing 4 damage more than likely.
It makes it so you can push for game, and then if you don't win, you at least have them on their back foot.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I like this guy.
The 5.
I think it's the 5 for me because it just there's nothing bad about compromising blocks.
This is weird because I'm the Golbez player and I'm actually going to give it like a 4.5. It's really, really good, but I think you're not gonna play it in a lot of decks because I think in a not like Golbez deck, like 2 decks against each other, a lot of their costs are gonna be pretty much the same. It's not gonna affect the field too much.
That's the mirror match that you're worried about.
Think about it. Well, think about it more in like just utilized in Wind as a whole, where we have Zidane. Which now if Zidane attacks, because every Wind deck's going to run Zidane or bad Zidane, but and you drop Shemhazi. Now Zidane is hexproof and can only be blocked by 2 drops or less. Which is scary. It's really scary. I don't know. I stand by. I think it's the 5 for me. Doesn't have to be.
I could see the 5.
What might be right for you might not be right for some. So
I'm not. I say it's really, really good, and you're going to play a lot, especially in my Golbez deck.
This pretty much makes Edge activate all backups.
Yeah. If you Shemhazi with the Edge, that 2-drop Edge, then you just have extreme advantage. So great. Moving on. We have the 2-drop Riku back up. EX Burst. This is going to be your 5, right? Unless...
For backups, this is my 5.
Yeah, EX Burst. When Riku enters the field, activate all the forwards you control. There's nothing bad about that.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-drop EX.
2-drop EX, it's a Riku.
Yeah.
I mean...
This card could be blank except that top corner in the EX Burst.
You recur it with... You recur it with the legendary Vaughn, and you just always have active forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Your deck is Brave the deck.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about like locking out your Riku slot on your field because you can. It's instant wind, and there's a ton of different like return abilities now. Because I feel like that was a problem with the YRP is you just lock out with one of your other Rikus or one of your other units,
and now you're stuck.
Yeah, and you're like, shit. How do I get rid of this? I gotta be creative now.
I think when you do a YRP deck, you're going to this Riku and the starter Riku. Specifically, I think this is the I would do 3 and 3, and then almost completely ignore the milling Riku and the one that bounces backups to the hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just
one of milling Riku because if you're in a board state where you guys are kind of locked up. She just breaks the board state because she starts milling them.
She She presses the button a little bit. So like maybe 3, 3, and 1. But and then you just run the legendary Vaughn in your YRP deck, so you can have some more consistent recursion. Especially like if you have like the 2-drop Yuna that reduces summons cost, but you don't want that Yuna, you want a different one. Now you can bounce it back and you have something else entirely. So yeah, I definitely. This is a 4.5 for me, if not a 5.
I think I'm gonna go with a 5 because like everything I look at it on it just adds like when you add it all together, it just makes like there's like no downside because it is a Riku.
Yeah.
So you can search it with the pain and all that. It's an EX, so it damages out. You still get a great effect. It only costs 2, so you can play it like whenever for just 1 card.
This effectively shits on the mirror match too. If their Vaughn's recurring that Jill and you just drop this Riku, now it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
definitely. So good card, good card. 5.
It's a must run if you're playing Wind, in my opinion. Must run. Moving on to the last one is Redis, maybe.
Redis.
And it's a 5
or 2.
I don't, but we'll talk about it. It's a 5-drop forward Sky Pirate, so that matters for Penelo. Hey, and it's a 9K body.
Could be a 10K.
Yeah. Redis must attack once per turn if possible. When Redis attacks, the forwards other than Redis you control gain 1K power till the end of the turn. I don't like it because it feels...
I like it.
I don't know. I'm not sold on it.
Like starter cloud.
Listen, man, it's a 9K for 5, which is
the fact the 5-drop 9K and Wind is really really good. First off,
there's one thing, and then it becomes a Lord.
Yeah,
you swing with it first,
but with
and
Maria,
now
he's a 10K. Your entire board goes 2K up with Maria in the back.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on it. I'm not. I see where it's good, but I'm not sold on it at all.
Like, yeah, he might die when you swing, but your other guys are now
Scarier.
stronger.
Yeah.
Well, +2 stronger, plus more because you're probably running it. Like running this in the pirate deck, like ooh, a ninja. No, because then it would turn off the Penelo.
Just
Yeah, never mind
the
all that.
fact that he's in K body
It's not
and wind.
Mm-hmm. I like this guy a lot.
Another good 9K body and wind.
Yeah, I like him. It's just I'm not sold on him.
I think once you see him like played, I think you could see how he could become very aggressive.
He's not a 3-of. He's probably a 2-of.
Yeah.
Because of the way you draw.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't want the 3 of a 5. That doesn't just win.
This isn't like a you must run 3.
But it sets up with other forwards. It sets up a state, like a board state, that's very hard to get out of.
It definitely presses the issue a bit further. Asserting yourself. I think Winds has taken much more. Where Fire has taken a very aggressive identity with this set, compiled with the set 1 stuff, and Heist has taken a more passive-aggressive, defensive identity. I think Wind is a bit more on the aggressive side as well. On the aggressive and high recovery. Like, has a lot of recovery. So...
Wind Lightning, this guy's gonna shine also.
Wind Lightning is going to be pretty insane. Because you swing in with this Redis, and now any Gilgamesh is just big now. It makes that 3-drop Gilgamesh even that much better because you get morphing time into a 16k body now.
That was unnecessary.
But even still, you have now an 8k body 3-drop Gilgamesh, which makes it not bad anymore.
Yeah.
Because what was the big downside of it is it was 7k, which died to a lot of things. So yeah, I mean, this Redis for me, I give it a 4. I think 4 is a correct number.
Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah,
for sure.
That wraps it up for this one. We will do Earth later. I don't know. I guess I'll apologize for all the random background noise throughout this one, because life happens around the house.
We need to get like a separate recording area for this. We just need to free up our schedules and be able to like all meet up.
We need to find a spot to do it more privately, just so that we can't be interrupted by life.
Dogs and sisters.
Dogs and sisters and cooking things.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, I think that's it. We're going to call this one a podcast, and we have run about 57 minutes and some change. So
in between the two.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and don't give us a thumbs down. And
hey, no, don't. They can give us a thumbs out if they really don't like it.
I'm trying to influence the decision here.
If you thumbs down, you might make him rip up his foil clouds.
Please don't. I was gonna say, if you want to comment though, your guys' opinions on the cards we discussed too, to help the discussion going
in the comments. I'm checking it constantly because, I mean, I want to know. I want to see if people comment on this.
If people agree or disagree, like it'd be good to get a discussion going on it. And the only comment we've received is on the Fire video, which is "This is fun and interesting," which is really appreciated.
Yeah,
it's
I'll take
appreciated.
that.
It's really appreciated. It's really nice to hear.
What's that guy's name? Let's shout him out.
Okay.
The one comment that we have. Alright, my phone decided to stop working.
Okay, well I could just pull it up here. Let's see. It was Austin Nichols. So Austin Nichols.
Thank you, Austin Nichols.
Thank you very much for your support as the first comment on these podcasts. But yeah, if you guys want to get the discussion going, show your opinions on these various cards we discussed. Maybe you are seeing something that we missed, or
think that we're stupid.
Have a
completely different opinion than us.
Yeah, have a different perspective on things entirely. But that'll be good for us to hear, as it may be good for you guys to hear what we think.
Builds the community up more, builds the meta stronger,
gets the mind
going. Yeah, all sorts of things.
So, this has been a Mog Blitz podcast. We will see you guys next time with Earth.